No sound or just not talking? Should be sound. Should be. Well, there you go. Got that going for me. A little bit chilly out here today. A little bit. Let's see if we can switch over to that view. Get a piece of steel out here. It might be a good idea. Excuse me. Put a rivet in these tongs. Probably. She'd ought to get a punch. And probably should ought to get a rivet. Of the 1/4 inch variety. Hello, Eric. This story's fine. I've got the chat on here. I'm also streaming to Facebook, and it's for some reason the chat from Facebook is not showing up in here. And good afternoon, Eric. I am just let's switch over to Anvil Cam, Anvil Cam Fire Cam, wherever that's at. That's chat fire. There we go. There's Anvil Cam. Anvil Cam Fire Cam. We got some brand new audio equipment. My lovely wife. It's cold today. Other than that, I'm doing well. Well, by golly, it's cold here as well. Warmed up a little bit this afternoon. There was ice on the water bucket this morning. Now, It looks like the middle to me. And that looks like a hole to me. Try this one. A little bit too far this way. That's better. Daggone nose is running, that's for sure. I'm curious to see what this audio sounds like. Better get a bolster. Oh, bolster's in the toolbox. Never mind. A little bit more. I think that'll work. Just like that. And we've got a 1/2 inch sticking out, and we only need 1/4 and 1/8 or 3/8. So I need to cut about 1/8 of an inch off that rivet. So we'll get out the rivet cutting tongs here, which are these right here. How you seeing that? There you go. Put those rivets in that pair of tongs right there and clamp it in the vise, and it makes it real easy to cut the rivet. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Like I said, this is a testing of the audio. Amp that up a little bit. Where the hacksaw broke through. Done with that. Now then, we've got a little bit of filing to do on that one bit right there. It's hitting. We can do that, no problem. The other one clears by a whole bunch. Where we at here? Hey, Bill, I don't know if it was planned or not, but we hear you fine. But all the background shot noises like hammering is silent. Well, that's kind of good. Sure. I guess you can probably hear me blow my nose. Um, 'Cause sometimes the background noises can be annoying as hell. And let me switch over here. The microphone is right up here on my jacket. So let's go back to number 5 here. I think I've always used 3/8. Do the quarter-inch rivets work? The quarter-inch work rivets, I have not had one fail yet. And my thought is it gives you just a little bit more meat around the rivet, especially on these smaller tongs, which is fairly small. They're just made from half-inch square bar. And if you need to, you can always drift the hole out and go with 3/8 if they do fail. So I just go to quarter-inch for that reason. Now then, get out the old hot rasp. I guess if I was a real blacksmith, I'd get my high speed angle grinder out and grind that off, wouldn't I? But you know, I'm not a real blacksmith. And you know, Corey, I cannot seem to get any of the audio from the other sources to work worth a darn. I don't know why. Might be enough of that right there. That metal goes away pretty quick. I could probably see without putting that rivet back in there. My golly, I think that'll do it. Yes, that will do it. Another thing about these quarter-inch rivets is actually you can do all of the setting of the rivet cold. I won't because I've got a heading tool in there and I'll make it round. Well, I see no good reason why I can't just go ahead and set that rivet. In here in my pile of stuff somewhere. There it is. I've got a bottom tool. And in my pile of chisels, or my roll of chisels, shall I say, I've got a top tool. I don't need that punch anymore, just will get it out of my way. Go over to a smaller keening hammer. Seeing as how I'm keening a rivet, don't you fall out of there. Set that down. Just like that. Switch over to fire and chat. The audio, yeah, the audio's working fine on Facebook, but the chat is not. If I switch over to there, yep, Matthew Hobbs, I see your chats in Facebook, but I don't see them. These chats on Facebook are supposed to be showing up on that screen that you can see along the edge there. That's one reason why I wanted to use Prism is because you can see, you're supposed to be able to see all the chats in one place. However, the Facebook chats are not showing up. Yes, my head is on fire. My head. It's all that hair. All that hair has caught fire. Well, let's go back to Anvil Cam. You got my little AI camera up here that follows me around. And we'll get that head of that rivet hot. Don't have to do this really because you can set that whole rivet cold, but I want to make a nice good looking head on it. So I'll get it hot and hit it with that top tool. Just like that. And make a fairly nice rivet head out of it. And the other side has not been changed. So there you go. Just like that. Heat that up, work it in a little bit. Just like that. And that needs to be worked down that way a little bit. And that one needs to be worked down that way a little bit. Now I just need to even these up here. Let me turn this. There we go. I can see it now. even these bits up, and then I'm going to forge weld a piece on the back of one of those and make box jaws out of these. But they work pretty daggone good right now. They could use a little bit of alignment back here, but that's no big deal. I did all the rest of these tongs sometime before Christmas. Welded rings. I welded 3/8 rod onto this 1/2 inch square bar, and then I drew it out, leaving them just about 3/8 up here at the end, wide, but narrowed them out a little bit, and lengthened them up quite a bit. I think we'll be fine. I just need to cut those off on the end, maybe file them just a little bit. I'll make this easy on myself, cutting these off, and use my quarter band. Probably heard that just fine through that microphone, I'm guessing. Yes, everything is AI now for sure. It's moving that way, and my coal forge is not AI yet, though. I need to get out my handiest tool. For those of you that have not seen my handiest tool, it's my coal rake. That looks like my hand. Let's switch over to fire cam here. Actually, there's all 4 cams. There's fire and AI. You can set up, I'm using Prism Live Studio, which is a free app for your phone or your laptop for this streaming. And you can set it up with hotkeys. For instance, I'm using the number pad keys that I've set up to change the scenes that I've got set. I think I've got 9 of them set in there right now. That I had forgot when I originally set it up on this PC. I was playing with those hotkeys, and I had made the S key to start and stop the stream. So if you hit S, it started the stream, and if you hit S again, it would stop the stream. Then I was doing some testing, and I went into chat on um, YouTube to see if I could get the chat to work right. And I typed test chat, and the stream shut down. Couldn't figure that out. Because of the S in test. Was doing a start and stop stream, just like I had told it to. There, we got those thongs good and even on the end now. So we'll weld on a piece for box jaws. That's probably plenty big right there. Is it? Let me look here. Yeah, that's plenty big. That's plenty big. I was going to take these to the IBA January hammer in. Oh, it wasn't that damn funny. We hear nothing but your voice. Yes, and Eric, isn't that wonderful? Just my voice. Just my angelic voice. Do you hear me blowing my nose? That's the question. Or slurping my coffee. Damn. There we go. Camera lost me there for a second. Coffee is cold. Yeah, well, cut that off partially. Let's go back to the anvil cam. I find it. There it is. Let's go to anvil and fire. There we go. Now this is going to be a lot bigger than I need. I can always cut it off. I just cut that partially because I'm going to use the rest of this for a handle. I better get me some magic pixie dust to sprinkle on there. Some of this 600 flux that I don't buy because it's the most wonderful flux going. I buy it because it's $10 for a can of it. And I'm an old retired guy on a limited income. Get out a smaller hammer for welding. Get out a brush. Clean up some steel. This Really doesn't matter which one of them I weld that on. This is always the best time to weld when people are watching, right? Can't see your face. Thank you very much. Can now, can't you? Ha ha ha. Can now. Yeah, my piece box jaw is already up to temperature, but my tongs are not. We can fix that though. Be using the tail end of this anvil. I'll scoot you guys around just a little bit so you can see me fail the weld. There's that green fire telling me I'm at a close to a welding temperature. Let's try it. Let's try it. Didn't think so. Spent too much time screwing around. And now my piece is loose, which is okay. I can still deal with it. I just got to deal with it with tongs, you know. That's okay. You don't have to have it out there on the edge of the anvil now. Anyway, yeah, need to find it. There it is, down there. There, now they're stuck together in the fire. So let's try it. Let's see what we got going. Nope, they ain't sticky. See what we got. Ah, they're sticky here. Nope, bottom one is cooling off. Resituate my fire here a little bit. Clean that piece off again. Everybody seeing my failures? I know you're up in the part of the country that gets winter. So does the temperature of your anvil? Yeah, it has some to do on it, but most of it has to do with I'm just not operating fast enough. And that's a little bitty thin piece. The anvil suck the heat out pretty fast. There's nothing wrong with missing a weld or two. Miss a weld or two while welding on reins. Just draw a set out. That'll remind you that missing a weld or two is not that big a deal. Those didn't feel all that sticky when I brought them out of there. Think just a little bit too much oxygen. They're feeling sticky now. That and I did have my tongs in the wrong hand. We'll get them this time. Or else. Or else we won't. There's that green fire. I don't know if that's showing up in the fire cam or not, but there's a little bit of a green flame coming out of there. And by golly, it's sticky. So I'm going to bring them out. And she stuck that time. You witnessed it. You witnessed it. That anvil temperature will make a difference. And a lot of times, if I'm welding real small stuff like um, quarter inch round bar for making if I'm making a belt buckle or something like that, where it's just real little bitty pieces, I'll either set a hammer. I've got a little bitty anvil. It's about 3 or 4 inches long. I'll set right up here next to the fire and at least get my tack welds on with that. I'll set that weld just a little bit better. Oh, let's set it a little bit better. I knocked it off. So it was not welded very good, was it? That's okay. No damage done. think, yep, we're getting ready to give her a go again. My little bitty tongs are getting awful hot, so I need to. I had a hold of them wrong. Now, situate that in the fire. And make sure it gives itself a chance to weld up in the fire. I hear the trash man down there getting my trash, which is a good thing. Trash is running a day late, and usually it's gone before 6 o'clock in the morning, but it was still there. I'm going to put this metallized flux of mine up. I went and got my sticky flux, which is nothing more than this 600 flux right here with metal shavings from my portaband shoved in it. Now I'm bringing that up to a welding temperature right there in the fire, and just going to let it sit in there and soak a while, and let those two pieces weld up right in there. I do believe it's welded together. Now, we'll put a piece of something in there that we want that to hold. I had a piece of 1/4 by 1/2, it'd be good, but I don't think I've got that. I don't. I've got some 3/4 by 3/8, and I really want. Well, I could size that for 3/4 by 3/8. Let's just do that. Let's just do that. Keep that up. Brush them off a little bit. What's going on with the chat? It's probably just a drop in the bucket as far as anvil temp goes. Oh, that's I've already seen that. Oh, yeah. Anything going on Facebook that I'm missing? Looks like you need an IT guy. What I want to know is what the heck does a Florida wannabe blacksmith have to know about IT? Nice ear of corn, by the way, Mr. Weitzel. You're still listening? For those of you who are not aware of what my comment was, Mr. Larry Weitzel, who is now watching on Facebook, or at least was for a little bit, made a gigantic ear of corn for some guy that was taller than a corn scoop. Let's switch to all cam here. Now those wings are a lot bigger than the need. But I can cut them off later. Need another pair of tongs. That little piece right there is probably warm. Set that right in the middle. Put that down inside there. There we've got one set of box jaws. That right now hold 3/8 by 3/4 or 3/4 by 3/8. I think I'll heat them up a little bit, brush them off. What I think I'll do. I'm all done with welding flux. We can close that up. Anvil cam. Anvil and AI cam because I know you really like being able to see my lovely face. Yeah, I think I'll put my initials on there and the year. I think I'll put next year on them though because it's close enough to next year. And the hammer in that these will be given away at is next year. All I have to do, there's my letters way down there. Been a while since I used them. Being at the bottom of my box like that. Let's see. Let's start out with a BC just because I'm getting better at that. I got those in there right first time. Now there. Put that right There. Just because. BC. See that all right? There we go. Ah, 2, 4, 0, 2. And I got those in there backwards. There we go. I didn't have them backwards. I just had the 4 at the wrong end. That's all. I had it upside down, but that's okay. I grabbed my bigger camera. But I didn't. There, now you can see it. Oh, yeah. Just cut them off. That's all I got left to do. Well, there it is. Looking for my piece I used for sizing. Surely it's not hot anymore. Well, those feel pretty good. We're holding that 3/8 by 3/4. I said I'll just cut those ears off. That cools off a little bit. I got the 2024 upside down, but it'll be okay. Enjoyed it, Bill. Got to go pick up my best buddy at the vet. Alrighty, you're already gone, Mr. Brad. It was nice seeing you here. My my bald head is on fire. What shape will the piece you're adding be? It's BC's gone. I don't know for sure what he was wanting there. Switch over to that. Cut off these ears. That looks about right. That looks about right. That's a pretty nice pair of tongs I just made there to give away, but that's what I made them for, so that's what they're going to be used for. I think I will hit those with a file. Straighten that out just a little bit there. Just straightening out those reins a little bit. Those will do. One rein's a little bit longer than the other, and I ought to cut that off. But other than that, that is a pair of tongs if I've ever seen one. See if this AI cam here can pick those up any better. Let's say I got that 2024 upside down, but that'll do it. I think they're done. I think we'll call this a live stream. Have a great week. The chat had got taken off the edge just a little bit there. I thank all of you for coming in. Howdy, Dustin Baker. 2:58. It was right at 2 o'clock when I started this, so that's about enough time. What do you think? Everybody take care.